Welcome to Tungal Online Classes. See the next question. Question number 22. So see the question number 22. See the question number 22. Integral of sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square into dx. Integral of sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square into dx. So see students, so first we will simplify this one, then we will apply the integration. So what is the solution is here. Put x is equal to tan theta, put x is equal to tan theta, then sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square, so that is equal to sin inverse of 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta. So 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta, that is equal to sin inverse of 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta is nothing but, what is that? Tan 2 theta, so that is equal to, sin inverse of 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta is nothing but sin 2 theta, so that is equal to sin inverse and sin will be cancelled. We will get a 2 theta, that is equal to 2 into, what is the theta value? X is equal to tan theta, then theta will become tan inverse x. Theta will become tan inverse x. So take the problem. Let I is equal to integral of sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square into dx. So that is equal to integral of sin inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square is nothing but 2 tan inverse x into dx. So that is equal to 2 into integral of tan inverse x into 1 into dx. Why? Because you don't have the directly the integration of tan inverse x integration. So what I am told that one, use the integration by parts by taking 1. Okay. So if it is f and it is a g, so apply the formula, what happens, that is equal to 2 into first function, that is tan inverse x, into integral of second function, integral of 1 into dx, minus integral of derivative of first function, into integral of second function into dx. So that is equal to 2 into tan inverse x, integral of 1 is x, minus integral of derivative of tan inverse x. Derivative of tan inverse x is 1 by 1 plus x square into integral of 1 is x into dx. 2 into x tan inverse x minus, so see students, what is this? X by 1 plus x square, x by 1 plus x square. I am already told that integral of tan inverse x in two models. By taking the partial fractions, x by 1 plus x square, you can take it as a partial fractions. Otherwise, I am told that one, use the denominator. What is the denominator? Is 1 plus x square. 1 plus x square derivative is 2x. 1 plus x square derivative is 2x. So you can take this value x here. We can apply that. What happens here? See that x into tan inverse x minus integral of x by 1 plus x square into dx. So take this as I. Let I1 is equal to x by 1 plus x square, integral of x by 1 plus x square into dx. So what happens, students? So I will take that, put 1 plus x square is equal to t, differentiate with respect to t, 1 plus x square derivative is 2x into dx is equal to dt. So that implies x into dx, it will become dt by 2. So therefore I1 is equal to integral of 1 by t into dt, 1 by t into dt by 2. So that is equal to integral of 1 by t, that is take the 1 by 2 out, it will become integral of 1 by t into dt. That is a 1 by 2 into integral of 1 by t. Integral of 1 by t is nothing but a log mod t plus c. So that is equal to 1 by 2 into log, what is the t value? T value is 1 plus x square. So log of 1 plus x square plus c, I don't take the c value here. At the end I will take that 1 by 2 into log of 1 plus x square. So therefore take this is the equation number 1. At the end, therefore from 1, what is the I value? I is equal to 2 into x tan inverse x minus this value is I1. This value is I1. So that implies I is equal to 2 into x into tan inverse x minus, what is the I1? I1 value is here, 1 by 2 into log of mod 1 plus x square. 1 by 2 into log of mod 1 plus x square plus c. So that implies I is equal to, multiply with 2 here, 2x into tan inverse x, multiply with 2, it will become minus log of mod 1 plus x square plus c. So see that question, students. First sine inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square. This value is nothing but the 2 tan inverse x. The problem will become 2 into tan inverse x into dx. Tan inverse x, you don't have the direct integration. So what we have to do that? Into 1. So apply the integral of fg formula. So that is nothing but you can apply that. At the end you will get this value. So integral of x by 1 plus x square. You don't get the direct value for the integration. What I am taking that? I am taking it as I1 and simplified. So that value is nothing but 1 by 2 into log of mod 1 plus x square. So from 1 we will take I is equal to 2 into x into tan inverse x minus I1. Replace the I1 value, you will get the answer. See that question? So see the question number 23. Integral of, objective question, integral of x square into e power x cube into dx. So see that question, students. So first I am observed that x cube derivative is 3x square. Already x square is here. So what I will take that one first. Put x cube is equal to t. Why? Because x cube derivative is 3x square. Already x square is there. So that's why I am taking this one. So differentiate with respect to t. So what happens, students? 3x cube derivative is 3x square into dx is equal to dt. So that implies x square into dx value, it will become dt by 3. So take let I is equal to integral of e power t into dt by 3. X square into dx value will become dt by 3. So that is equal to 1 by 3 into integral of e power t into dt, so that is equal to 1 by 3 into e power t integration is e power t plus c, so that is equal to 1 by 3 into e power t, what is the t value is x cube plus c, 1 by 3 into e power x cube plus c. Okay, so see that question, students. Next question, question number 24. So see that question number 24. So what is the question number 24 is integral of e power x into secant x into 1 plus tan x, 1 plus tan x into dx. So see that question. So what is this? Let I is equal to integral of e power x into, take the secant x inside, I will take that in the next step, 1 plus tan x into dx, so that is equal to integral of e power x into, take the secant x inside, what happens, students? Secant x plus secant x into tan x into dx. So what I am observed here, f of x is equal to f of x is equal to secant x. If f of x is equal to secant x, that implies f dash of x is secant x derivative is secant x into tan x. Therefore I is equal to integral of e power x into secant x plus secant x into tan x into dx is in the form of integral of e power x into f of x plus f dash of x into dx. So what is the integration is e power x into f of x plus c. Integral of e power x into f of x plus f dash of x into dx. So what we will do, students, here? So that is nothing but e power x, f of x value is secant x plus c. So see that question, just e power x into is in the form of, it is f of x and is it the f dash of x. Important question for 1 mark, they will give you 1 mark question. E power x into secant x plus secant x into tan x. Secant x derivative is secant x into tan x is in the form of e power x into f of x plus f dash of x. So the answer is e power x into f of x plus c. So see that question, students. See, students, in the previous sections we are discussed about of the indefinite integrals, and we are calculated that some special type of integrals also. So here we are going to discuss that definite integrals. So what is the indefinite integrals? Why? Because it is indefinite integrals. After getting the integration of a function, we will get that family of curves. It represents the number of curves. Okay, so that's why it is not a, it is a indefinite. Okay, but here the definite integration is has a unique value, So what is the meaning is that, see here, it is denoted by, definite integral is a unique value and it is denoted by integral a to b f of x into dx. Integral a to b f of x into dx. Here a is called, how to read this one? Integral a to b f of x into dx. A is called lower limit of that function and b is called upper limit. A is called the lower limit and b is called the upper limit. So and also see this here, integral a to b f of x is derived from the actually definite integral limit of sum, but here in your second PU that concept is deleted. Okay, so and also this is nothing but, what is the meaning of integral a to b f of x is nothing but, it is a, what is that one? That is the area of the curve bounded by the curve f of x and the x-axis in between a and b. What is the meaning is that, see here, If y is equal to f of x, y is equal to f of x is a curve. So if x is equal to a, x is equal to a, and if you can take that x is equal to b. If y is equal to f of x is a curve, and the x-axis, the area of this one between x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Integral a to b f of x into dx represents the area bounded by the curve y is equal to f of x and x-axis in between. What is that? Integral a to b f of x into dx represents the area bounded by f of x and x-axis in between x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Area of the curve, f of integral a to b f of x represents the area of the curve, bounded by f of x and x-axis in between x is equal to a and x is equal to b. So it represents that the area of the curve bounded by y is equal to f of x and x-axis in between x is equal to a and x is equal to b. For example, the same one, if we can take this one, integral a to b f of y into dy. What is the meaning is this? This is also, see here, see this one, students. So it is x is equal to a and it is not x, it is a y. Y is equal to a and y is equal to b. So what is this? It represents, it is the area. So it represents with respect to y-axis, So that is nothing but integral a to b f of y into dy. It represents that the area bounded by the curve f of y and the y-axis in between y is equal to a and y is equal to b. With respect to x-axis meaning is this one, and with respect to y-axis is this one. Okay. So and also see students, integral a to b f of x into dx. If f of x, capital F of x, is the antiderivative of f of x, then what is the meaning is that integral a to b f of x into dx, it will become capital F of x plus c. Integral a to b f of x into dx, if f of x is antiderivative of f of x, then integral f of x into dx value is nothing but capital F of x plus c. So if we can apply that limit, integral a to b f of x into dx, it will become f of x plus c. You have to apply the limits, that is a to b. You are integrated this function, you are getting this value. You have to apply the limits a and b values. First apply the upper limit, What is the meaning is that f of b minus f of b plus c minus, then apply the lower limit, f of a plus c. Just apply the upper limit minus, then apply the lower limit. So what happens, students? F of b plus c minus f of a minus c. So minus c plus c will be cancelled. You will get that f of b minus f of a. So there is no need of writing the constant. Why? Because it will be cancelled. So that's why we will write it down directly, f of b minus f of a. So what is the integral a to b f of x into dx is nothing but, if f is the antiderivative of f of x, then integral a to b f of x into dx, integral a to b f of x into dx value will become f of b minus f of a. So see that question, students. So the first fundamental theorem on calculus. So see this one. first fundamental theorem on integral calculus. So what is this meaning is, first fundamental theorem on integral calculus is, if f of x is continuous function on closed a comma b and capital F of x is anti, that is the a of x is the area of the function, area function of f. So a, what is a? A is nothing but area of this function. Okay, so this curve covers the area. What is that function? Is a of x of f. Then what is that? A dash of x can be written as f of x. A dash of x is f of x for all x belongs to a comma b, and also this can be written as, that implies a is nothing but, area is nothing but integral a to b f of x into dx. The total area from a to b f of x into dx, you will get a value by using this one. And this is the first fundamental theorem on integral calculus. Nothing will happen. It represents the area. That is the meaning. Okay. So see, the second one is, what is the second fundamental theorem on calculus is nothing but. So what is the meaning is that the second fundamental theorem on calculus, second fundamental theorem on integral calculus. So what is this one is, this is the condition we are going to use here, that is the condition directly. So if f of x is a continuous function on closed a comma b and f of x is the antiderivative of f of x, then integral a to b f of x into dx can be written as f of x over the limits a to b. Don't write that f of x plus c. You can take a f of x directly and apply the lower limit and upper limit. What happens? First apply the upper limit. What happens? F of b minus f of a. So if f of x is a continuous function on closed interval a comma b and f of x is the antiderivative of f of x, then integral a to b f of x into dx is equal to f of x over the limits a to b, then apply that upper limit minus the lower limit, that is nothing but f of b minus f of a. So that is the first fundamental theorem, and this is the second fundamental theorem on calculus. Okay, so this is the condition we are going to use. That meaning is, you have to understand that it is the area in between a and b and the with respect to that x axis. Okay, this is the y axis. So see that one, students. So start the exercise 7.9. So see that question, students. Exercise 7.9. Exercise 7.9. So see the first question. Integral -1 to 1 x plus 1 into dx. Integral -1 to 1 x plus 1 into dx. So see that question, students. Let I is equal to integral -1 to 1 x plus 1 into dx. So that is equal to, first apply the integration, students. What is the integral of x? X is nothing but x square by 2 plus integral of 1. Integral of 1 is x. First apply the integration, then take the limits. First apply the integration, then take the limits. So next, first apply the upper limit minus apply the lower limit. What happens? That is nothing but first apply the upper limit, 1 square by 2 plus 1 minus apply the lower limit, minus 1 whole square by 2 plus minus 1. First apply the upper limit, then apply the lower limit. What happens? 1 by 2 plus 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 1. So that is 1 by 2 plus 1 minus 1 by 2 minus of minus plus 1. Answer is 2. So just apply the integration first, then take the upper limit, then take the lower limit. You will get the answer. Okay. So see the next question, students. Integral 3 to 2, that is a 2 to 3 1 by x into dx. Integral 2 to 3 1 by x into dx. So simple question. So first what we have to take that, let I is equal to integral 2 to 3 1 by x into dx. So that is equal to, what is the integral of 1 by x? Integral of 1 by x is nothing but a log x over 2 to 3. So first apply the upper limit, then take the lower limit. That is nothing but log 3 minus log of mod x. 1 by x is nothing but log of mod x. First apply the upper limit minus apply the lower limit. So that implies log a minus log b. That is nothing but log of 3 by 2. So that is nothing but, it is a positive value, there is no need to mod, so we can remove that one. In the previous one we are getting the c, but here we don't get the c values. That is, it will give you the unique value. So in the previous one it will give you that family of curves, it is not a unique, that's why we are saying that it is a indefinite integration. But here it will give you the unique value, it is called a definite integrations. Okay. So see the next one. See the question number 3. Integral 1 to 2 4x cube minus 5x square plus 6x plus 9 into dx. So see that question, students. So first we will take that, let I is equal to integral 1 to 2 4x cube minus 5x square plus 6x plus 9 into dx. So that is equal to integral 1 to 2. So if we can apply the integration, what we will get, that 4 into x cube integration. X cube integration is nothing but x power 4 by 4, x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 minus 5 into x square integration is x cube by 3, x power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus 6 into x integration is x square by 2 plus 9 into integral of 1. Integral of 1 is x. So it will become 9x over the limit 1 to 2. Over the limit 1 to 2. So what we will calculate that, students? So first apply the upper limit, then take the lower limit. So what happens? So that is the first we will take the upper limit. That is nothing but we can cancel that first. This 4 will be cancelled, and here the 2 will be cancelled for 3 times. So what we will, that is nothing but, so this is the x power 4 minus 5 by 3 into x cube plus 3x square plus 9x 1 to 2. So first apply the upper limit, then take the lower limit. That is nothing but, first apply the upper limit, what happens? So that is nothing but 1 power 4 minus 5 by 3 into, not the 2 power 4 minus 5 by 3 into 2 cube plus 3 into 2 square plus 9 into 2 minus, apply the lower limit, 1 power 4 minus 5 by 3 into 1 cube plus 3 into 1 square plus 9 into 1. So what happens, students? That is nothing but 16 minus, so that is the 2 cube. 2 cube is nothing but 8. 8 into 5 is a 40. So that is nothing but the 40 by 3 plus 3 into 4 into 3, that is the 12 plus 18 minus 1 minus 5 by 3 plus 3 plus 9. So 16 minus 4 by 40 by 3 plus 12 plus 18, and apply the minus, students. Minus 1 plus 5 by 3 minus 3 minus 9. So add the, students, here 16, that is, this is the 30 plus 6 is nothing but 46. 36, that is nothing but 46, and what is this value is 10 minus 3, that is nothing but minus 13. So that is nothing but the 33. So this value is 33 minus 40 by 3 plus 5 by 3 is nothing but minus 35 by 3. So what we will get that, students? That is 99 minus 35 by 3. So that is nothing but the 64 by 3. 64 by 3. So see that question, students. So first we have to apply the integrations. Similarly, in the previous one, what we had did that in the indefinite integrations. After the indefinite integration, we will apply the upper limit minus lower limit. Then you will get the answer. So see that question, students. See the next question, question number 4. So what is the question number 4 is integral 0 to pi by 4 sine 2x into dx. Integral 0 to pi by 4 sine 2x into dx. So see that question, students, how to solve this one. First what we will do that one, let I is equal to integral 0 to pi by 4 sine 2x into dx. Integral 0 to pi by 4 sine 2x into dx. So first apply the integration. Integral sine 2x. Integral sine 2x is nothing but minus cos 2x by 2x derivative is 2. 2x derivative is 2 over the limits 0 to pi by 4. So then apply the upper limit, then apply the lower limit. First what we will do, that one, take this minus 1 by 2 out. So what I am taking, that cos 2x over the limits 0 to pi by 4. Why? Because it is a constant number. So we can take that minus 1 by 2 into, apply the upper limit, cos of 2 into pi by 4 minus cos of 2 into 0. So this is nothing but minus 1 by 2 into cos pi by 2 minus cos 0. So that is equal to minus 1 by 2 into cos 90 is 0 minus cos 0 is 1. So that is nothing but minus 1 by 2 into minus 1. This value is 1 by 2. So see that question. Sin 2x integration is a minus cos 2x by 2 minus cos 2x by 2 minus cos 2x by 2. Take that minus 1 by 2 out, it will become cos 2x. Apply the upper limit, cos 2 pi by 4 is nothing but pi by 2, and cos 2 of 0 is nothing but cos 0. Cos pi by 2 is a 0 and cos x cos 0 is a minus, that is a 1. So if you can multiply that, minus 1 by 2 into minus 1, it will become 1 by 2. So see the next question, students. So see the question number 5. So try that question number 5. Okay. So see the question number 6. So see the question number 6. Integral of 4 to 5 e power x into dx. Integral 4 to 5 e power x into dx. So simple question is this. So take that one. Let I is equal to integral of 4 to 5 e power x into dx. E power x integration is e power x, but over the limits we have to take, that is the 4 to 5. So first apply the upper limit, e power 5, minus apply the lower limit, e power 4. So if you can take that e power 4 common, it will become e minus 1. E minus 1. So see the next question. See the question number 7. Integral 0 to pi by 4. Integral 0 to pi by 4 tan x into dx. Tan x into dx. So take that one. Let I is equal to integral 0 to pi by 4, integral 0 to pi by 4 tan x into dx. Integral 0 to pi by 4 tan x into dx. So what happens, students? Integral of tan x. What is the integral of tan x is? Anyone can tell that? So that is log mod secant x over the limits 0 to pi by 4. So first apply the upper limit, then take the lower limit. Log of mod secant pi by 4 minus log of mod secant 0. So what is that? Log of secant pi by 4 is nothing but, what is the secant pi by 4 is? Root 2. So there is no need of mod. Why? Because it is a positive. And log of secant 0. Secant 0 is a 1. So that is nothing but log of root 2. Root 2 is nothing but a 2 power 1 by 2 actually. So minus log 1 value is 0. Log 1 is 0. So log x power n you can written as n log x. So you can written as log 2. 1 by 2 log 2. 1 by 2 into log 2. So see that question, students. Integral of tan x is log of mod secant x. So apply the upper limit minus lower limit. So log of secant pi by 4 is a root 2. Log of secant 0 is a 1. Log 1 is 0. And root 2 can be written as 2 power 1 by 2. Log x power n you can written as n log x. So see that question. Next, see the next question. See the question number 8. Integral pi by 6 to pi by 4, pi by 6 to pi by 4, pi by 6 to pi by 4, cosecant x into dx. Integral pi by 6 to pi by 4, cosecant x into dx. So see that question, students, how to solve that. So first take the problem. Let I is equal to integral pi by 6 to pi by 4 cosecant x into dx. So what is the integral of cosecant x? Integral of cosecant x is nothing but, anyone can tell the formula? Log of mod cosecant x minus cot x over the limit pi by 6 to pi by 4. Everyone have to practice that formulas and by heart the formulas, okay? So log of mod cosecant x minus cot x, apply the upper limit minus lower limit. So what happens, students? Log of mod cosecant pi by 4 minus cot pi by 4 minus log of mod cosecant pi by 6 minus cot pi by 6. So that is equal to log of mod, what is the cosecant pi by 4? That is nothing but root 2. What is the cot pi by 4? Is a 1 minus log of cosecant pi by 6. What is the cosecant pi by 6? Is cosecant is nothing but the reciprocal of sine. Sine 30 is a 1 by 2. So automatically the reciprocal will become 2. Yes or no? Cos 30 sin 30 is a 1 by 2, so it will become 1 by 2. 2 minus, what is this value? Is the cot pi by 6. Cot pi by 6 value is nothing but, what is the reciprocal is that? That is nothing but a root 3. So log a minus log b. So log a minus log b you can written as root 2 minus 1 by 2 minus root 3. Log of root 2 minus 1 by log of root 2 minus 1 by 2 minus root 3. And also this is the positive and this is also positive. Actually you can remove the mod also, nothing will happens. That is equal to root 2 minus 1 by 2 minus 3. Why? Because the root 2 minus 1 is positive and also 2 minus root 3 is also positive. Total term is a positive, there is no need of mod, okay? So see that one, integral of cosecant x is nothing but log of mod cosecant x minus cot x. Just apply the upper limit, then apply the lower limit. You will get this value. It is in the form of log a minus log b. Log a minus log b. So you can written as a log of a by b. 2 minus root 2 minus 1 and 2 minus root. Both are a positive, numerator and denominator. The total term is a positive. So you can remove the mod, okay? So see the next question, question number 9. So what is the question number 9 is? Integral 0 to 1 dx by integral 0 to 1 dx by root of 1 minus x square. Root of 1 minus x square. 0 to 1 dx by root of 1 minus x square. So what is this question, students? So already know that. Let I is equal to integral 0 to 1 by root of 1 minus x square into dx. All these are fundamental questions, okay? Simple questions to practice that. In the next exercises are there, big questions you will get that. But here you have to get all these formulas, you have to recall, okay? So what is that one is? That is nothing but integral of 1 by root of 1 minus x square. What is the integration is? Sine inverse x. So sine inverse x over the limits 0 to 1. So what is this value is? First apply the upper limit, sine inverse 1 minus, apply the lower limit, sine inverse of 0. So one value is a sine pi by 2. Sine inverse will be cancelled, you will get a pi by 2. Minus 0 is a sine 0. Sine inverse will be cancelled, you will get a 0. Or understand that 1 is nothing but a sine pi by 2. Sine inverse will be cancelled, you will get a pi by 2. So here 0 is nothing but a sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. So sine inverse will be cancelled, you will get a 0. So that is nothing but it will get the answer is pi by 2. Pi by 2. So see the next one is So see the next question number 10. So what is the question number 10 is? So see the question number 10. Integral 0 to 1 dx by 1 plus x square. Integral 0 to 1 dx by 1 plus x square. So simple question is that one. See students. So let I is equal to integral 0 to 1 dx by 1 plus x square. What is that integral of 1 by 1 plus x square is? That is nothing but tan inverse x. Apply the limits 0 and 1. So what happens? So tan inverse of 1 minus tan inverse of 0. So that is nothing but tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4 minus tan inverse of 0 is 0. Yes or no? Tan 1 is nothing but tan pi by 4. Tan inverse will be cancelled, you will get a pi by 4. 0, tan 0 is 0. So tan inverse will get cancelled, you will get a 0. So here the answer is pi by 4. So see that one. So see the 11th question. See the question number 11. Integral 2 to 3 dx by x square minus 1. Integral 2 to 3 dx by x square minus 1. So what is that? Let I is equal to integral 2 to 3 dx by x square minus 1. So what is this formula? This is in the form of integral of dx by x square minus a square formula. Integral of dx by x square minus a square formula is 1 by 2a into log of mod x minus a by x plus a. Yes or no? So in the place of a, you have a c is there. In the place of a, you have a c. Okay. So in the place of a, you have 1. So what we will get that one? 1 by 2 into a value is 1 into log mod x minus 1 by x plus 1 over the limits 2 to 3. So if you can take that 1 by 2 is a common. So apply the limits for this one. Okay. So apply the 3 first. So it will become log of 3 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 minus, apply the lower limit, log of 2 minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So what happens students? That is a 1 by 2 into log 2 by 4 minus log 1 by 3. So this is the 1 by 2. So that is equal to 1 by 2 into log 1 by 2 minus log 1 by 3. So that is equal to 1 by 2 into log of log a minus log b. It will become 1 by 2 by 1 by 3. So why? Because this is the positive values, you will get that one. So there is no need of mod. So 1 by 2 into log of 1 by 2 by log of 1 by 3. So it will become log of 3 by 2. Log of 3 by 2. So see that question student. So see the next question number 12. So integral 0 to pi by 2, integral 0 to pi by 2 cos square x into dx. Integral 0 to pi by 2 cos square x into dx. So see that question students, integral 0 to pi by 2 cos square x into dx. So see the solution. Let I is equal to integral 0 to pi by 2 cos square x into dx. I am already given the formula. Cos square theta is equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. Cos square theta, you don't have the formula. So cos square theta you can written as a 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. So what we will take students? So integral 0 to pi by 2 cos square x you can written as 1 plus cos 2x by 2 into dx. So take this R2 out. Integral 0 to pi by 2 1 plus cos 2x into dx. So that is a 1 by 2 into integral of 1 is x plus cos 2x integration is sin 2x by 2 over the limits 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi by 2. So that is equal to 1 by 2 into, first apply the upper limit, so it is a pi by 2 plus 1 by 2 into sin of 2 into pi by 2, 2 into pi by 2 minus, apply the lower limit, so that is nothing but the 0 plus 1 by 2 into sin 2 into 0. So that is equal to 1 by 2 into pi by 2 plus 1 by 2 into sin pi minus 0 plus 1 by 2 into sin 2 into 0 is a sin 0, sin 0. So that is nothing but 1 by 2 into pi by 2 plus this value is a 1 by 2 into 0 minus 0 plus 1 by 2 into that value is also 0. So what we will get, students, that is equal to 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into pi by 2 plus 0 minus this value is nothing but the 0 plus 0. So what it will become? 1 by 2 into pi by 2. So the answer is pi by 4. So see that question, students. So integral of cos square x, we don't have the direct formula for cos square x. What we are doing that, we are taking it as a 1 plus cos 2x by 2 and take this 1 by 2 out. So 1 plus cos 2x, 1 plus cos 2x integration is 1 is a x and cos 2x integration is sin 2x by 2, sin 2x by 2. Apply the upper limit pi by 2 and apply the lower limit is 0. So apply the upper limit, this total term will become pi by 2 and the lower limit, apply the lower limit, it will become 0. So what is the meaning is that? So 1 by 2 into pi by 2, that is nothing but pi by 4. Okay, students. So see that questions and practice these questions. We will continue in the next class. Okay.